Welcome to FJ Heavy. This week we're going to be comparing two meal prep services, Factor and FlexPro, as well as talking about how we are still able to hit our macros and daily targets when having a big family and still having family dinners that you can sit around the table and enjoy together. Before that, let's see what I did this week and talk about the progress I've made. Alright, so let's start off with talking about some of the exercises that you just saw. One of the big ones I hit this week, which I haven't done in a while, is I worked all the way up to a single 505 squat. Actually felt really good. I probably could have gotten a few more reps, but I haven't done it in a while. And for me, my first heaviest set feels the worst. I can do a super heavy set initially and doesn't feel great, and as I continue to move on during that workout session and the same weight, the second, third, fourth sets actually feel better to me. I don't know why, but that one at 505, then I dropped down to 465, just did a set of 3, dropped down kind of like last week and hit a set of 10. I didn't even write down what I did with that. Did leg extensions at 205. That's up from 190 was the last set. I did 315 for a set of 6 again, and then also did a single at 365, talking about bench press. That is the highest bench press I've done in a while. It's actually the highest that I've been able to do in a while. The last time I tried going that high, I tried 350 and got it about halfway up, and there was no way I was pushing that all the way back up. So the progress that I made this week, my maintenance calories are currently sitting at around 3,000, so I'm still only supposed to be eating about 17, 18 a day, maybe. However, I have gone over that a few days, all the way up to 21, I think, 2 days, and then last night or yesterday was just a cheat day. We had a long day, took the truck up to Otay Mountain Trail, then we went bowling, and it was one of those days I just didn't feel like putting in that much work to actually track everything I was doing, as well as enjoy the time with my family, which we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. So last week I was 209.4. I am now 207.2, so I lost 2.2 pounds. Also last week we talked about how I started at 219 and dropped that 10 pounds in a week. But this, I believe, is actually fat, probably a little bit of muscle as well because of the deficit that I am on. But it's not inflated because my body's gotten rid of the bloat. I've gotten rid of the water weight, so I'm just sitting pretty decent. Pretty happy with that, especially knowing that I went over the calories I was allotted. But talking about cheat days and still being able to enjoy your life while being on a cut, it's difficult sometimes because you have these goals, you really want to stick to them, but it's easy to get in this mindset for me where it's all or nothing. And that's why I failed so many times at trying to lose the weight, as previously mentioned. Being able to mitigate myself where I can go over my maintenance calories and not think, oh, like it's over, this cut's done, like I might as well just give up, is something that I've had to work towards. Now, even if I go over my allotted calories, I still try and stay under maintenance or at least at maintenance, just because I don't want to go back into a surplus at all. But some days it's just not worth it. It's important to keep your mental health in mind as well, and sticking to something that hard, as black and white as you are able to make it, it's not great. So make sure that you give yourself some gray area where you allow yourself to not mess up, but to go a little over. Maybe you don't feel like working out that day. There's some days that you just wake up and you know it's not a good day to go to the gym. Go ahead and take the rest day, get back into it the next day, and make sure that you're not making yourself feel bad about that, because our bodies are machines. Some days they're good, some days they're bad. For example, my entire family's been sick this week. It's been kind of rough, and I actually haven't worked out in 2 days other than yesterday. I started messing around with sumo deadlifts. I normally conventionally deadlift. This is a new thing for me. I've done sumo deadlifts before, but the form is all off, and because I'm so new to it, I've always reverted back to conventional. It's also a little bit of a pride thing, where sumo deadlift is seen as cheating, but in competition, it doesn't matter. So I've started working on my deadlift form. My deadlift is by far my worst lift. My best conventional is 489, and then I have pulled 500 sumo, but I want to get to a point where I can pull sumo solid in competition. My biggest form issue right now is I have to figure out where I need to seat back into the deadlift, because I'll get it up, get it off the floor, probably 2 or 3 inches, and then I start pulling, it pulls me forward. So trying to work on that as well, trying to get my deadlift up to where it should be, especially when I have a 540 plus squat. It doesn't make sense. So let's get into the comparison of FlexPro versus Factor. First up, we got FlexPro meals. I am eating the Steakhouse Truffle Back, which is 380 calories, 28 grams of protein.
And I have creamy corn primavera, 260 calories, 25 grams of protein.
First time having this one. It's pretty good. Also had the keto Mongolia beef, the cheeseburger bowl, the quesadilla bria. What other ones would you have?
The shredded chicken or smothered chicken and rice was really good. So was the, oh no, that wasn't FlexPro, that was Factor.
No.
The
Hot
shredded
honey chicken.
Yeah, hot honey chicken, miso chicken was good.
Yeah.
And then the shredded chicken and rice was FlexPro. The other one I was thinking of was Factor.
Oh, okay. So what we really like about these is, for one, price point. They seem to always be running some sort of a deal, so we got locked in at the $6.99 a meal for life, and that's 21 meals. It's set up weekly. We do it bi-weekly because we really just use them for lunches. They're a little lower calorie than what Factor typically is. So a lot of these, like this one's 380. I think that one's lower threes. The highest one that I've actually seen is the cheeseburger one. That was like 450. But overall, it kind of feels like it's made for people who are going to eat more than 3 meals a day, or when you're doing what we're doing and really cutting. Another thing that comes along with this that I thought was really cool is after ordering, they actually called me and left a message, a real person, offering services to let us know that they're there if we have any questions, if we need to change our plan or whatever. Going back to the amount of calories and protein in each one, they do have the option to do bigger meals. We haven't done that yet. I think we're locked in on like $7.50 a meal for that one as well. As far as taste and quality, it's pretty much what you would expect, maybe a little better. It's better than going to get a frozen meal from the store. So
The other cool thing about these is if you are using a calorie tracker like MyFitnessPal, which I use, or Macro Factor, which she uses, most of them are already logged into the database. So all you have to do is type in the name, and I've noticed in MyFitnessPal some of the calories and the macros are a little off, so you gotta play with like the serving size, but so far it's been pretty spot on.
yeah. So overall, FlexPro is what we're definitely going to stick with for now, based on the price point and what we're trying to do. But later on, we may move over to Factor permanently, or we may supplement between the two. So up next, we'll have Factor. So now we have Factor. I'm having the red pepper queso chicken, 550 calories, 40 grams of protein.
And I'm having green pepper and beef casserole with Parmesan broccoli grits and green beans. So the macros on this one are 590 calories, 26 grams of protein. We tried to get meals that were higher in protein. This one we probably won't get again just because the macros aren't that great.
So Factor is undeniably better than FlexPro when it comes to the meal. Part of it, yeah. Part of it is an actual meal. You get an entree, you get a side. With that, you're paying a premium. These are on average about $11 a meal. They run promos for your first box, like 40% off, and then it's like 20% off your next 2 boxes. And then from there, you may or may not get promo codes. We would definitely go with Factor if we weren't currently on a cut and money wasn't an issue, but it's not the best for a continuous budget with family.
This tastes okay. It's not my favorite that we've gotten. I think so far my favorite was the roasted chicken.
Yeah, the roasted chicken was really good. The herb crusted chicken was really good. That's one of the higher calorie ones. It's like 700 calories, like 40 grams of protein.
Also, the majority of the meals come with green beans.
Yeah.
Which is fine for the first few days, but after a while, I'll kind of get sick of green beans.
Mm-hmm. I guess the other thing that you are paying for with the extra money that goes into these meals is they are higher calorie. It feels like it is supposed to be a meal in itself. As I mentioned with FlexPro, they're lower calorie, kind of feels like it's set up to be eaten 4 or 5 meals a day. This is definitely one that you can just eat 3 meals a day and be fine.
Also, I think there's a lot of promo codes where, like Factor sponsors a bunch of people on YouTube, and they all have codes for like free breakfast with a week's worth of breakfast when you get a box.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I think Brian Shaw is one of those that you can go look at. Jesse James West is sponsored by FlexPro. I know that you can go to his channel and find his promo code for FlexPro at least.
If you like ghost stuff, Project Fear is also sponsored by. Having a bigger family, we have to split between meal prepping for ourselves and cooking for our kids. So this is what we like to use. It's called Monthly Macro Meals by Stay Fit Mom. You have to subscribe to a membership to get the PDFs every month. I used to have a membership, I don't anymore, but she has a website where you can go and kind of search up anything that you want. And most of the recipes have great macros. So for example, one of our favorite meals to make for the family is called One Dish Sun-Dried Chicken Orzo. It's a skillet meal. Love skillet meals. It makes 6 servings. The serving size is 263 grams, 32 grams of protein, 23.2 grams of carbs, 19.9 grams of fat. So, and the calories, it's only 387 calories a serving. So the portion size is pretty big. It's nice when we're doing calorie deficits and stuff like that. It does make you feel full for quite a while. So we use these for most of our like weeknight dinners. They're super easy to prepare. They're set up to meal prep, and for like other lunches and stuff like that. One that me and my husband have tried is we meal prepped little chicken pot pies in like the glass Tupperware bowls. So she just makes the recipe in the bowl and then bakes it in the bowl. So not a lot of cleanup. Take it out of the oven, let it cool down, pop it in the fridge. It's good for about 5 days.
Alright, thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see, and we will drop another video next